a war going on. The books can't escape from the call the morning steam. It's time to break one for cover. Bet's gonna cover, bet's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice or might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott. Sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
All right, a pleasant good morning to you coming from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam Show here for Friday, December 5th. We've got a huge night of college football conference championship action, including a win and you're in scenario for the college football playoff. We'll find out more tonight after we get the results. Thank you for joining me here on the show. We've got a great show lined up, and what a great time we had last night with Thursday night football with the Dallas Cowboys and the Detroit Lions. Well, some of us had a good time anyway. Man, I was really banking on the narrative that Amon-Ra St. Brown was going to be out of that game. I was banking on the backups of Detroit to get involved and get some action, but it didn't work out that way with the Lions pulling a fast one with their information and their star receiver breaking through and becoming, healthy enough to play. And he looked great out there on Thursday night as the Lions get the win over the Cowboys in impressive fashion, really 44-30 in the end. The Lions had 11 drives in the game, 5 of which resulted in touchdowns. They went 3 of 4 on field goals. They might have had to punt a couple of times, but Jared Goff, 309 yards and a touchdown pass. And Detroit keeps coming here with 11-1 against the spread. Last 12 games off of a loss. So they continue to perform well in that role. Also 18-11 against the spread as a home favorite. And Detroit has 6 wins this year by 13 points or more as they kind of take command of their playoff chances there with a big win over the Dallas Cowboys, who might be now on the outside looking in despite Dak Prescott, 376 yards, 2 interceptions, one on that ball that both of them basically were one was kind of ripped away there, and then one was also deflected into the arms of the Detroit player, and that resulted in some big chances there for the Dallas Cowboys, and they beat the Detroit Lions, or the Lions beat the Cowboys, of course, 44-30, easily getting the money in a wild over last night. And thank you for joining us there for our live coverage. We got live coverage coming up as well on Saturday with UFC 323, big event here this week with Merab Dvalishvili and Peter Yan in a championship bout and another championship bout as well. You could get started with your previews here on the Sports Money Network with First Strike. The guys came in with their top plays here this week, and also VB MMA picks. We have our previews of the action as well here, so check it out on the Sports Money Network underneath the live tab for VB MMA picks, and also the guys with First Strike there, they have their previews as well, so you want to pick those up and get started with the handicaps here this weekend on the Sports Money Network. And we'll see you here tomorrow for the coverage in Las Vegas. And did report one major injury from the game last night. We saw a number of injuries there, but Brian Branch looks like he'll be out for the remainder of the season with an Achilles injury suffered in the game there last night. Say hello to the folks in the chat and get started on our previews here with the 4 college games. Got a big night of NBA basketball as well as a couple games on the ice, a few games on the ice, and also some college basketball tonight. Who is here? Cash Kane is first up, and there's Bobby Mack ready to go. Crip Keys says he takes Xavier here. Today, let's see here. Robert was on the Lions, cashed that money. And Jake Parma as well, Irish King here, 9 legacies ready to go. That's 9 legacy right there. And Greg is here as well. He says the Oilers, man, they came back, right? They took the lead, gave up some goals, but man, they ended up smashing there. D Money in the chat as well. Let's see, M the Great in there. And let's see who else. Steven Leftarian in the chat. Thank you for joining us here today, my friend. And Jimmy ready to go as well. M the Great had Dax passing yards over. Looked like a pretty good performance there for Prescott, but didn't get much help from his receivers. George Pickens a no-show in the game, basically. It looked like he quit in the first half. And Greg has a Kentucky play here, it looks like, today. We'll cover some of the action here from the Thursday night results here. We already talked about the football game there, so let's talk a little bit of the results here in the NBA from Thursday. We did have some winners here on the Morning Steam show. We had the Boston Celtics over the Washington Wizards. I know that for sure, as they smashed yesterday. The Celtics did, in case you hadn't heard there. And let's see what else. Oh, the Philadelphia. How about that one in a comeback there last night? At the end, they led by 20. Warriors came back. Sixers win it at the buzzer, 99-98 there yesterday. The Lakers win over the Raptors in an upset. LeBron's streak of 10 plus points ends in that contest. And it was Utah on the road. Really didn't have we had the Pelicans here on the morning steam. I know that. Pelicans plus the points they got there, getting 11.5 against Minnesota. Also in college basketball yesterday here on the show, we did have a Ryder and Merrimack game to go under as a winner here on the morning steam. Also Utah State and South Florida total under, another winner here on the morning steam show yesterday. And let's see here, another one. I think we had another winner with UC Davis last night, late night. We said take Davis in that one, plus the points in case you missed it. It was a victory there for Hawaii, 75-69. Hawaii got the win in the late game last night. Davis was getting 8 points or so, and we had him here as a winner on the morning steam. And also Cal Poly and Cal State Fullerton, we had the over in that one on the show yesterday. Remember, it was 180. It finished 94-91. So we went 4-0 in the college basketball picks there on the show. And NHL last night, tried to bring home some winners here on the show. And a lot of those puck line dogs were okay there yesterday. We did have Pittsburgh and Tampa Bay to go over as a winner here on the show. Also, Rangers and Senators over was a winner here. Columbus was a winner as well over the Red Wings. We had them here on the Morning Steam show. And Blackhawks and Kings game to go under in a 2-1 final there for the Blackhawks. All right. Get started and get ready, but I just want to let everybody know that you can win free picks from me here today when you go to winnable.com/Ramon. Get more winners from me sent to your phone, device, computer when you subscribe over at winnable.com and use the promo code STEAM and get 20% off. Uh, let's see here. Okay. Oh, thank you. Oh man, that's look at that. That's big time here, Jimmy. Man, awesome. Thank you. Let me breaking news here. I'll get right off the promo here. Thanking Jimmy here in December. Really appreciate it, Jimmy. You're big time, no doubt about it. And just want to say that you can get those picks from me. I'll send out some plays here today, a little bit in college. Uh, uh, College basketball. That's where we're looking. There we go. I'm having a little trouble getting these. I heard there was a Cloudflare outage again. What's wrong with this company, this Cloudflare? But apparently there was more problems there. But hey, we did have some winners here with Winnable there yesterday, and you can get those picks from me as well over at winnable.com. You can take a look at some of the winners here actually over there and show you how it works. There we go. Maybe we can take a peek at this a little bit here and look at some of the winners that we sent out there yesterday rather than just yapping about it. We can show you over there, and you can see how it reflects there on the promo there. There's our free pick. I don't know if I mentioned that. Our free pick yesterday with the Red Wings and Blue Jackets game to go over yesterday. NBA winner right there with the Brooklyn total, although 1 and 2 there. But college basketball was big time. Mentioned those winners on the show. How about the winners? Did we win everything in college basketball yesterday? Look at this: San Francisco and North Alabama under there yesterday. We had Wisconsin laying the points against Northwestern. There's BYU and Cal Baptist. There. Oh, these are the Wednesday winners. So, all right. Guess we were just involved in hockey there yesterday a little bit. Kind of a light night there on the winnable side. But hey, we got some steam coming in right now. All right, that's what we need here to get the morning started. Some steam to report on. Let me cover that here right now with High Point. High Point taking the steam here in their matchup with NJIT. High Point is taking the steam here this morning, just moments ago. And there we go, man. All right. High Point. Let's see. They were a 26.5 point favorite. They're up to 29. High Point's up to 29 now. About a 3-point move here on High Point, taking that steam here this morning on the Morning Steam Show as we get things rolling. There were a few others while we were just getting ready to come on the show. Here, Cincinnati and Xavier on the move here higher. Boy, this one was as low as 145 last night. Now it's up to 148.5 here with Cincinnati and Xavier. A little bit of action here overnight on the over there in that one also. Kentucky and Gonzaga, another big move here to the over overnight. How about that? This one was 159.5 with Gonzaga and Kentucky, and now actually it's still hanging out here, 158 or so. So steam came in on the over, but I'm not seeing it. I'm seeing this thing holding tight at 158.5. So just a couple moves kind of got rolling here to get the day started. Also, St. Peter's took some steam in their matchup against Canisius. St. Peter's was about an 8-point favorite. They took some steam a short time ago. They're up to -10 here at the sharp books with St. Peter's taking the steam this morning against Canisius. And also, let's see here. That might be it for the other. Here's another one. But South Carolina and Bethune-Cookman steamed to the over in that one. I'm kind of surprised there, but steamed to the over. It was 147.5 with South Carolina State and Bethune-Cookman. It's up to 158.5 or so. Here, not 150, 150.5, 150 for South Carolina State and Bethune-Cookman. A little bit of steam here this morning there. And that might be it as we were preparing for the show here today. All right. And when you make a comment in the chat, you can win a free subscription from me over at winnable.com/Ramon. So if you just say hi or make some picks with me here this morning, and I appreciate it, you guys and the chat all stars here. And I'll thank you by sending out a free subscription to those plays. And hey, you can just monitor it if you want, see how I do. And then if you want to renew, I'd really appreciate it. For just 41 cents a day, when you use that promo code STEAM, you'll get that update from me, a couple updates actually during the day. And just 41 cents a day when you use the promo code STEAM. All right, here we go. I'm trying to see what's going on here with this computer here. Okay. We're going to get ready to start the show here in just a moment. Let me run the commercial here from Mikey. I got to try to fix something here real quick. Stand by. Appreciate it.
Hey, it's Mikey Money here, letting you know the Sports Money team is live on Winnable. Come check out our best bets.
For a low monthly cost, you get the very best bets delivered instantly to your phone by text the moment they're locked in. No delays, no missed lines, just the smartest plays at the best odds.
We do the work, you get the plays, and they're sent right to your phone right when we drop them.
Don't wait, don't guess, don't miss the line. Join the winning team today and start cashing tickets with Winnable.
All right, thanks a lot, Mike, there for that, and we'll get rolling here on the show right now and get started with our previews. But let me say thank you to the folks once again in the chat, including Jimmy here. Man, wow, let's see here. I want to get a few more comments in from the crew as well. Irish King did have a good night in the NHL. Plant-based said it was tough in the puck last night, and Greg says, take UNLV with the points here tonight. And Terrell says the Cowboys, they were kind of public bait there last night. I know I ended up on the show with the guys having to defend myself with the Cowboys pick, basically explain yourself. Well, their best receiver did get knocked out. He had 121 yards in the first half, in case anybody wasn't paying attention. Got knocked out of the game with a concussion. That didn't help. And Lion Chosen One also there on the Lions. Good job, Jimmy. Thank you. Look at these, man. 2 memberships here from Jimmy today. Wow. Thank you, Jimmy. Awesome. And Fernando here ready to go here this weekend. All right. I'll get started here with the previews here today with our 4 college football games of importance, no doubt about it. Big time college football tonight, conference championship games. Great to have them right here in the prime time, kind of setting up for tomorrow's big championship games as well. Let's get started, shall we? All right, Kennesaw State going to be taking on here Jacksonville State in Conference USA action. Kennesaw coming in here with a record of 9-3. Jacksonville State is 8-4 coming into this one. The teams have already met this season. Jacksonville State took a 35-26 victory in that one. They were 3.5-point dogs at home in that game. Kennesaw 7-1 in conference. Jacksonville State 7-1 in conference. Odom, pretty good quarterback for Kennesaw this season. He played at Wofford last year, but he's done a pretty good job here with Kennesaw State here this season. Kennesaw, really, they had just 2 wins last year, but Odom has come in here and accounted for at least 5 touchdowns in each of the last 2 games for Kennesaw, the Gamecocks, they love to run. That's what the Gamecocks do. They've won 6 of their last 7 after a 2-3 start to the season. They averaged 200 yards rushing on the ground this season. Pretty much, I think 10 of their 11 games they rushed for more than 200 yards. They have a freshman quarterback who manages things. He just has 1,000 yards passing, 6 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. Does a pretty good job. Gamecocks are 4-0 against the spread as a home underdog this season. 4-1. You could call it 4-1, but let's see here. I think we have the actual number on that at home. Maybe if you count the game here, let's see. Some people have the UTEP game. I want to make sure I get that right. Nonetheless, they're playing pretty well here right now. Jacksonville State 9-1 against the spread. Their last 10 as a home underdog. Last 3 games, Jacksonville State has allowed a lot of rushing yards here, but Kennesaw isn't necessarily all about the running game, but still they've allowed 200 yards rushing as well. Jacksonville State's gone over in 8 of their last 10 games here right now against Division I competition anyway. Owls are 5-1 straight up in their last in games decided by 8 points or less. They're also 6-2 against the spread as Kennesaw. In their conference games this year, Kennesaw 7-3 against the spread last 10, coming in off a win, and they are 5-1 to the over in their last 6 games after playing some unders early on this season. In the last 4 years, the winner of the Conference USA title game scored 48 or more points. This totals 60.5, so it is suggesting that both teams are going to be flirting with 30 points here in this one, but one team is going to be running the ball a lot. That does take time off the clock. Now, if Kennesaw doesn't have any decent defense here, it's not going to matter when you can run all over them and score. But they are in the championship game. They should be able to hold them somewhat and make that clock tick a little bit. Jacksonville won last year's game in the conference championship 52-12. They've also won the last 2 meetings against Kennesaw. We talked about the game earlier this season, but last year, Jacksonville State won at Kennesaw 63-24 as a 17-point favorite. Remember, it was only a 2-win season for Kennesaw last year. So both these coaches are in their first year. They're not going anywhere yet. That probably will change, the way they're scooping up these coaches in some of these other schools. So see what you got here if you want. This is actually a pretty stunning matchup considering that Kennesaw was 50-1 to win this game before the season, and Jacksonville State was 25-1 before the season to win this particular championship game. So Kennesaw, they outgained the Owls, or Kennesaw outgained Jacksonville State 579-451 in that regular season meeting back on November the 15th. But there were some turnovers in that one. Last week, Kennesaw beat Liberty 48-42 in double overtime, and Jacksonville got to this game by beating Western Kentucky 37-34. But I will note, for Kennesaw, this is their 4th road game in 5 weeks, while Jacksonville State playing their 3rd home game in 4 weeks. Let's go to the chat and see what you guys have here in this one with Kennesaw. Coming in here, taking on Jacksonville State Conference USA Championship on Friday night. All right, here we go. In the chat, all stars. And let's see here. We got Kennesaw here for 9 Legacy. And Greg's on, well, he's on another game. Greg's already ahead of him. He's on the next game already. That's it from you guys. Not much interest in the Conference USA Championship game. So I'm going to take the under here in this one. I just envision a game where Jacksonville State does what they do, and that's run the football. So, Yeah, I mean, look, it could be certainly a game where both teams can get in the high 20s here, I would guess. Effective here, no doubt, especially Kennesaw in that passing game and Jacksonville State in that running game. Jacksonville State has won 10 straight games at home coming in. They've also won 6 of their last 7. They've covered 4 of their last 6 games overall. Kennesaw just 3-13 on the road, dating back to last season, but again, it's been a dramatic turnaround. They've won 9 of their last 10 overall and went 7-2 against the spread. Kennesaw's gone over in 5 of their last 6 games. So I'll take Jacksonville State. I'll take the under here. I'll take the under in this one. All right, over for D Money, however. And Greg, he likes Kennesaw big time here. Greg's on Kennesaw on the over. All right. Saw that big news here on Netflix. $72 billion bid for Warner Brothers. That has a little bit of sports influence to it, but I don't know if that deal can get done. Probably be some interference from the White House, I would imagine, in that one. All right, so Conference USA Championship, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific tonight, Kennesaw and Jacksonville State. These are all on the home fields on Friday night in these championship games. So definitely Jacksonville State has a home field advantage here for the most part, as all these home teams do. All right, let's go with that next game now. Let's go to the Sun Belt with Troy taking on James Madison here. James Madison still with an outside shot to make the college football playoff as part of their incredible season here. James Madison's a 23-point favorite, 23.5 against Troy. Troy's in this championship game. I mean, what are they playing, the last place team here or something today? We'll see what happens here. You got James Madison 11-1. Their only loss was to Louisville, 28-14. Now Louisville's a good team, but they're not, all world beaters here. So look, when James Madison did step up in class a little bit, they did lose, but they have the advantage here for sure over Troy. Troy comes in 8-4, 6-2 in conference play. Troy here, 4-1 against the spread as a road underdog this season. Over the last 4 years, the Trojans are 25-9 against the spread in conference play. They're also 12-5 against the spread as road underdogs. Over the last 4 years is Troy. They've gone under in 4 straight. They're also 24-8 against the spread in their last 32 games coming off of a win. Troy is a very solid cover for the most part. Man, close to a lot of 75% on some of these here. James Madison, of course, they lose their coach. He's headed to UCLA, but these coaches, is expected to coach in the game here. James Madison here, they've got a good quarterback in Bennett with some nice numbers for sure. And JMU 23-17 against the spread. Their last 40 as a favorite, 13-10 against the spread as a home favorite. They've gone over in 5 of their last 6 overall and gone 18-13 against the spread in conference games here over the last 4 seasons. Now, these two teams did not meet last year, but JMU won at Troy 16-14 in their last meeting back in 2023. Troy won the Sun Belt Championship game in both 2022 and 2023. Let's hear from you in the chat in this one with Troy taking on James Madison. So Chesney, whether or not there's a distraction there, I mean, we just had a signing day on Wednesday, and that's part of the whole thing with the timing of these coaches and getting their next job. And Can they coach the teams? How much responsibility do they have? But Chesney will be coaching Madison in this game. Of course, if Duke beats Virginia, James Madison, which should win this game, could find themselves in the college football playoff. Could we have two, non Big Four division teams here come into the college football playoffs? So, look, it's been an incredible run here for Chesney at JMU, but he's going to move on here. They've got, as I said, Barnett, Sun Belt Player of the Year, I'm sure, 2,900 yards, 20 touchdowns, 13 touchdowns on the run. You got a running back here in Knight with 1,000 yards rushing this season, and he's also a good receiver out of the backfield. JMU with that winning streak. They've held 5 of their opponents to season lows in yardage this season. It almost feels like they're just so far ahead of the class in the Sun Belt. James Madison's program is going to be growing rapidly. Maybe they'll find themselves in the ACC one day, the way they're going, because these guys seem pretty special. And they're 4-0 against the spread when they've been up against 20-point spreads this season. But those were against weak competition, actually, teams that were far below 500. And meanwhile, here you have, Troy coming in certainly with a pretty decent record, had a huge bounce back season. They won just 4 games last year after making those consecutive title appearances. Troy is just 3-27 straight up against teams with an 875 winning percentage or better, though that is a pretty large sample size over a number of years, but just 1-11 straight up and 4-8 against the spread in that role when they have a winning record. So Troy's also kind of been dominated statistically in some of these games this season as well, even though they have this pretty good record here of 9 and 4, 8 and 4. 8 and 4. All right, let's see here from the chat. I'll get your picks in this one between Troy and James Madison. See if Madison, they seem like I said I want to see him in the college football playoff. Why couldn't they knock off one of those powerful teams here, right? They've been crushing opponents of late. They're ranked 7th in yards per play margin at 2.2. They're number 5 in yards per game margin. Almost 200 yards per game better than their opponents, number 8 in scoring margin, outscoring their opponents by over 21 points per game this season. So Troy needed that upset last week as 6.5-point dogs against Southern Miss to make this game. The Trojans have struggled on offense, just ranked 122nd in yards per play this season. So that's not great. And their offensive line has allowed 49 sacks. That's not great because JMU held Coastal to -5 yards rushing in last week's game. So let's get some plays from you in the chat here in this one. Troy and James Madison. All right, and let's see here what you got. There's Greg here. Greg has a pick. He likes Troy for sure. He likes it. He's got the total right on, but man, he thinks Troy is a big time play here in this one. He's got this one just a 14-point spread. All right. And Troy to cover, says Steve, just too many points here. And 9 legacies on Troy as well. Hello to Wine Time today. It's Friday Wine Time. And I've got one championship game tonight. I want to say hello to Rodney in the chat. It says James Madison needs style points. They're going to run it up here tonight. And look, they are a team that I guess that could do that. Troy, like I said, definitely an upset winner to get here, really. And let's see here anymore. Wine Time Troy, team total under 12, and he likes the game to go under here in this one. He's got Madison to kind of smash in this one tonight. They do seem something special here. I think they're head and shoulders above a lot of these. They feel like a team that should be in a major conference this season. They're so good. I've got James Madison to roll here in this one and absolutely destroy Troy here tonight. I'm taking Madison to roll in this one and maybe, just maybe, make it to the college football playoff. We'll see. Duke would have to upset Virginia on Saturday for that to happen, but we'll see in the ACC championship game. All right. That might be it from your comments there in the chat at the Sun Belt Championship game. All right. We'll move on here now to the AAC here. Let's get to it. Oops. Uh-oh. All right, North Texas is going to be taking on Tulane in the AAC championship game. This is a win and you're in. You want a playoff game? I've got one for you here tonight. The winner of this game is in the college football playoff. North Texas 11-1 coming in. Tulane 10-2. Coming into this one, North Texas, they're not only winning games, but they're covering them all, laying big points every time. They're only laying 2 here, but they've covered against Temple laying 20. They covered against Rice laying 18. They covered against UAB laying 17.5. Covered against Navy laying 6.5. Covered against Charlotte, one of the best spread teams in the country this year, 10-2. ATS, Tulane, meanwhile, just 2-3. 2-3-1 ATS at home this season. For North Texas here, they come in 7-1 in conference play. They've won 6 straight, scoring 50 points in 5 of those 6 games. One of the best offenses in the country with Mestermaker, a very sharp freshman quarterback with 3,800 yards this season, 29 touchdowns, and just 4 interceptions here for Mestermaker. Now, UNT does struggle a little bit on defense. They give up, but, that's part of the trade-off, I think, here maybe. But North Texas has allowed 190 yards rushing in 7 of their last 9 games. And North Texas just basically ends up outscoring them. North Texas' only loss was at home to South Florida. They lost 63-36. They've gone over in 9 of 12 games this season, 5-0 to the over on the road, 9-3 to the over as a favorite. However, Tulane is 4-8 to the under, 1-5 to the under at home, despite the fact that Tulane in their losses gave up 45 and 48 points in those 2 games, but Tulane is 5-0 in games decided by 8 points or less. They've got a pretty good quarterback themselves in BYU transfer Jake Retzlaff. He's not only a passer, but he is also a runner. He can take off running for sure. That's part of his game. For Tulane here, they come in here right now with, let's see here, a tougher schedule for sure into this game. North Texas covers their games by an average of 9.5 points this year. They did not meet in the regular season this year. The meeting was back in 2024. Tulane won it 45-37, getting the money barely as a 7.5 point favorite in that one. They also met in 23. Tulane won that one at home 35-28. Now, whether or not these coaches will be distracted, they both are moving on as well. Morris of North Texas, he's going to Oklahoma State, and Tulane's head coach Sumrall didn't get the LSU job, but he is off to Florida, so that's a pretty big upgrade for sure. But both teams will remain coaching the team, and if they make the playoff, there'll be distractions, but they'll remain with the team. So, they get to stay, sure, but you're kind of worried about one thing and the other, right? So, see what you have in the chat in this one with North Texas and Tulane. But it does appear likely. Can't really put it at 100%, but it does appear likely that the winner will claim a spot. Tulane's won 4 straight. North Texas has won 6 in a row, all by at least 14 points here. And man, Mestermaker, the redshirt freshman, no doubt, probably not going to be at North Texas for very long. This might be it, right? Let's see what you got in the chat. Thanks, everybody here. All right, we've got Tulane on the spread for 9 Legacy. D Money likes North Texas here. Robert is on Tulane here with those points at home. Greg likes, he's got it right on the number here. And Twisted says, take North Texas, take the mean green here in this one. All right. I'll get ready to make my call then if you guys are done, and I'll just take a shot here. I got to take Tulane at home. Not enough, both teams very hot offensively. This game could be kind of I don't want to call it a crapshoot. It's certainly a big game, and these two teams are definitely qualified here to go to the playoff, I guess. But man, the final score is expected both teams right around 34 points or so in this one. I'll try Tulane. It might be kind of back and forth. When you got a game with expecting them to have 66.5 points, and that sounds to me like a coin flip. If North Texas could get that offense really clicking, I guess it might be a little bit better than Tulane, but I guess that might be reflected in the spread. And Tulane is, after all, at home here in this one, but hasn't mattered. North Texas is covered everywhere. All right, that's it from you guys in the chat. I guess I'm on Tulane here, plus those points at home against North Texas tonight. All right, one more here in college football, the Mountain West Championship game with New Mexico taking on San Diego State. Of course, both teams won over UNLV and Boise this year. New Mexico beat both the Rebel. What? UNLV is at Boise. Did I get the graphic wrong? Did they get the matchup wrong? Wait a minute here. New Mexico beat both UNLV and Boise State. San Diego State beat both UNLV and Boise State. Hold on a second here. What's going on? Well, they threw the numbers into a computer. They might have thrown some AI in there as well and just decided, hey, let's just run it back with these two teams, UNLV and Boise State. They didn't want my Aztecs in the game because nobody would have went to the game. Nobody cares about the Aztecs in San Diego. They're Aztecs for life, and they're all dead and buried. There are no Aztec football fans left. Nobody cares about sports at all at San Diego State. So UNLV and Boise going to run it back here in the championship game. Disgusting, but oh well, that's what they decided because all 4 teams, they had to run it through a computer. And they said, hey, UNLV and Boise, those are the better teams here in this one. So Boise State's won the last 2 games, including last year, last 2 title games, including last year over Boise State, 21-7. UNLV comes in here on a 4-game winning streak, has a quarterback, Calandria, looking pretty good. He was at Virginia last year and made his way here to UNLV, and Rebels are playing about as great as they have. They just can't beat Boise State. They've lost to them 12 straight times. You can't, eventually you got to say, hey, maybe we can't beat these guys. Last year was the first time UNLV ever played in the title game. They did, like I said, they lost 21-7. Boise's played in the title game 7 of the last 8 years, going 4-3 straight up. They also won the title game 2 years ago, 44-20. Boise comes in here 6-2 in conference play. UNLV 6-2 in conference play. So was San Diego State and New Mexico, by the way. UNLV won their last 2 games, putting up some big points, but also they've given up some big points. They've got one of the worst defenses in the country, actually, but they're going to rely on their offense here to keep them in this one with Boise. It's a lot of points, 5 points for to me, what should be a pretty closely rated game, actually. Maybe Boise has the experience, but just feels like the Rebels are cooking about as well as they have. They're 5-1 against the spread on the road, 8-2 against the spread last 10 as a road underdog. Mullen here, 61-52 in his career against the spread in conference games. UNLV is 19-9 against the spread. Their last 27 off of a win. Let me get some steam in here real quick. Brown taking some steam against Bryant. Brown was a 5-point favorite, and they're getting some steam here right now in basketball today. I think I missed one earlier, too. I'm going to have to check and see what it was. Brown is up to a 6 or 6.5 point favorite in their matchup with Bryant here today. Also, Niagara took some steam in their matchup with Siena. Niagara was getting 14.5. This one was a short time ago. I was talking about some other stuff, but I think they're down to 12.5 here as Niagara took some steam in their matchup today against Siena on the road. All right, let me continue on, though, here. Also, one more here, Lafayette in their matchup with Mercyhurst. Lafayette was getting 1.5, and right now, Lafayette is a 1-point favorite, maybe even 1.5 as the favorite flop there. Lafayette took the steam. What was I doing here? Talking about the football games, I guess. And I don't know. Right now, there is some fighting going on here right now with PFL action here, I believe, currently. Okay, here we go. Let me continue on here with this one. Want to hear from you in the chat as well. UNLV's gone under in 3 of their last 4 games coming into this one. Boise State here with Madsen. He'll make his return in this one. He's missed a lot of time this year. Has had a pretty good career, threw for over 3,000 yards last year, but he's missed a lot of time so far this season. But he is back for this game. These 2 teams are meeting for the 4th time in 2 seasons. They keep meeting in this championship game, obviously. Boise won the earlier meeting this season, 56-31 here on the blue turf as a 13-point favorite. The total in that game was 61. It went well over. Like I said, Boise, owns this series for sure between these 2 teams. I mean, 12 straight wins over UNLV right now. Also, they have a pretty good penchant for covering the spread against them. They've covered the last 5 meetings overall. Boise State has covered the last 5 over UNLV. Boise rushed for nearly 300 yards in that game back in October. See what you guys have here. I'll go to the chat. Boise's 17-7 against the spread. Last 24 is a home favorite. They're also 20-11 last 31 conference decisions against the spread. And Boise's gone under in 4 of their last 5. Let's go to the chat and see what you guys have here in this one. UNLV and Boise tonight. 9 Legacy says Boise. Robert likes the over in this one. Greg here, he likes UNLV. He's got UNLV winning this game, does Greg? How about that? Go Rebs. VAR is on Boise here. And let's see, VAR liked my pick of Tulane in that game at home. All right, and man, that's it. You guys, and one thing I always notice with the chat when the games get a little tough, the opinions get a little bit thin. These are tough games for sure with championships on the line. Boise scored 41 points in 6 of their last 8 games, and they've gone 5-1 to the over at home. UNLV's got a pretty bad defense, no doubt about it, and that was some big points when these two teams played last time. And could it get kind of wild here again, despite this championship on the line here in this one? Man, I've got to go over with these two, even at 59.5 here. I'm going over in this one. All right, I guess that's it in the college football championship games today. Enjoy. Those games will be starting there at 2 of them at 7 Eastern and 4 Pacific. At 8 o'clock comes the North Texas game against Tulane. All right. Let me get moving here to the NBA tonight. We've got a huge card here on Friday night of, I believe, 12 games on tap. Settle in. And let's get some winners in the NBA tonight. I want to hear from you in the chat. And let's start it off with the Lakers taking on the Celtics here in NBA Finals. Lakers coming in off the back-to-back last night. They did win that game, however. The Lakers keep on keeping on. Beat Toronto 123-120 on the road. I figured after long homestand and then going on the road to take on Toronto. Remember, they lost to Phoenix to end that homestand. Figured maybe fatigue was settling in. You got Luka out of this game with his wife having a baby here, so going to miss a couple of games because he had to go back to be with his wife. Of course, that's a legitimate excuse there. So no Luka, and you got to figure what's up with LeBron tonight. He didn't score. He got that streak ended last night, and you figure he'll play. Of course, they need him to play, but how much does this guy have fatigue? For the Boston Celtics here, Jaylen Brown is questionable for this one, but we've seen that before. He usually can make the lineup here. He was in there with an illness, they said. So Lakers have had a little bit of trouble covering spreads, but they keep winning, no doubt about it. They still are 8-3 against the number on the road. 7-3 ATS as a dog. Boston here has been covering of late as well. This total's gone up here to 225 within the last couple of minutes here, actually. And let's take a look at some of the numbers and trends with you guys as you get ready to make your picks here in the chat with the Lakers here taking on the Celtics. Lakers have covered 12 of their last 17. They've won 8 of their last 9 coming in. However, they have lost 6 of their last 9 games to Boston overall. Boston's covered 6 straight, won 5 of 6 coming in off of a win over Washington last night, 148-101. They crushed Washington there yesterday. So they're also on the back-to-back, but they are at home. Boston's gone over in 4 of their last 6. Boston's also gone over in 10 of the last 15 games against the Lakers overall. Boston is just 5-7 to the under as a favorite. Lakers are 8-2 to the over as a dog. See what you have in this one with the Lakers on the road here against Boston. It feels like the Lakers, whenever the Lakers are kind of pushed back a little bit and figuring this will be the time that they'll give it up, that's when that's when they, just like last night, stay in the game, right? They were underdogs in that game against uh, Toronto, and actually they've got off to quite the start. Toronto kind of came back on them a little bit, and Toronto was a 2-point favorite in that one. These two teams have not met yet this season. Last year here in Boston, it was 111 to 101. Boston won and covered as a 6.5-point favorite. So let's see what you got here. Lakers and Boston here tonight. And more, you got picks from you guys in this one for sure. Here we go. D Money is on the Lakers. Greg says Boston played yesterday. All right. Flea is here. Nice to see you. And Lakers to cover, Boston to win, says Tariq. Boston had an easier game last night than the Lakers, so that should help them maybe. Robert's on the Celtics here. He also likes the over. So does Cash Kane. Boston for Twisted as well. And Greg here says, I think Greg's on the Lakers here, actually. And let's see, number is low. Maybe it'll be an over, says Twisted. All right. Now, the Lakers, to me, just keep on coming and getting the number every time. I'm on the Lakers here in this one. Like I said, yeah, both teams on the back-to-back, 7 points. Look, Boston has played a lot better of late. We've been talking about them the whole time here as far as the steady improvement here, finally getting it together for Boston. They've won and covered. Well, they've won 3 in a row. They're covering even more than that here right now, so playing pretty well. Lakers actually having some trouble getting numbers, but most of those were his favorites. So I'm going to look at them here, where the Lakers are 7-3 against the spread as an underdog this season. 8-3 on the road as an underdog. I'm going to try the Lakers here in this one. And we don't know the status of Jaylen Brown right now. Definitely questionable here tonight. I agree with Tariq, I think, and Cash Kane. I think he'll play. Next up, we're here in the NBA. The Heat taking on the Magic. Here in this one, you got Miami underdog at Orlando here, 5.5, 241.5 or so. Orlando's won 3 of their last 4 games coming into this one, although they are in here off of a loss in their last game. Orlando dropped a 114-112 decision at home to San Antonio. Miami, meanwhile, they lost to Dallas, and they're on a bad streak of not covering here right now. We talked about Miami doing a pretty good job this year, 13-8-1 against the spread, but not lately. They've actually been failing here in a few games. 1-4, I think, or I got them at 0-5, I think, ATS. Let's see. Oh, no, they blasted the Clippers, right? So I think they're 1-4 ATS in their last 5. They've won 7 of 9 coming in. The Heat are 7-3 against the spread. Their last 10 games against Orlando, they've beaten Orlando in 13 of the last 19. Orlando's starting to play pretty well again here. Finally, Banchero, questionable, I think, tonight, but he's been upgraded here. We could see Banchero return to the lineup possibly. Orlando's covered 8 of their last 12 overall. Orlando's gone over in 7 of their last 9. They're 13-9 to the over this season. Miami's 7-4 to the over as an underdog. Orlando's won 9 of their last 12. 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone over. Let's hear from you in the chat. This one at 241.5, but I've got the over. And so I've got the over. I've got 250 points here. They say if your model is off by 8 points, that your model's wrong. Oh, I don't care. I'm going over. Go with the model here. Take your model and model it up to be right. I'll go over in this one with the Heat and the Magic. Let's get your plays in the chat, your comments in this one. All right. Here we go. Heat and Magic. I think Cash Kane's on the over here. VAR is on the Heat. And Tariq says, I like the Heat when they're dogs. That's when they seem to kind of step up. And Luca plays. Luca play. Luca's out. Luca's out. Luca's in Europe right now, so it's gonna be tough for him to make the game tonight. It looks like. Might look high, but the Magic puts up big numbers at home. Although they are just six overs and 6 unders at home. Greg here. Oh, look at Greg. He's got the Magic here, but he's got an under big time. Oh man, we're in a disagreement there. But man, he's got 231. So, like I said, when Greg has his numbers different from you got to take note. But I'm going the opposite here. I got over actually. Irish King says Orlando team total over ? And he can. Jermaine says when you got Banchero, if he's back, maybe we need Banchero to get in there and be in there, and then we can take the Heat, I think is what he's saying. Crip Key says Miami to cover. They'll probably win. And Robert here is on the Heat as well. And Greg has changed his mind. he changed his mind. He I don't know what's going on, Greg. Here he changed his score here. Now he's got it 125 to 118. Just moments ago it was 118 to 113. Now he's changed it here. He wanted to get the total right online. Okay, so he totally wiped his pick there. I can't even keep it straight. Okay, Magic coming in off of a loss. Take the Magic. All right, I gotcha. Okay, yeah, because he changed it now to the Magic by 7. Oh, boy. And Nate's got the Celtics in that game against the Lakers. Cash Kane there. Okay, let me move on here to the next one. Trailblazers and Pistons here with the Blazers on the road. An underdog here to the Pistons. The Pistons have cooled off here of late. Man, they've lost 3 of 5, but they've also won 2 of 3. They're coming in off of a loss here last time out to Milwaukee, 113 to 109. Hey, we were on Milwaukee in that game against the Pistons. Trailblazers, meanwhile, we were on them in that road win over Cleveland, 122 to 110. Portland's one of the best underdogs in the league this season, 11-3 against the spread. This hard-trying team every time it feels like. Detroit, 13-9 against the spread, 7-4 against the spread at home. They're obviously having a great year right now, 8-2 straight up at home. Detroit's been one of the stories of the league, but maybe they're calming down here a little bit after that incredible success to start the season. Detroit is just 1-5 against the spread in their last 6 games overall. Their only cover was the game against Miami, where they won 138 to 135 as a 3.5-point underdog. Detroit, though, is 8-1. Their last 9 at home, 15-3 straight up in their last 18. Portland has covered 8 of the last 10 meetings between these two teams. Like I said, Portland terrific, 11-3 against the spread as an underdog this season. We can go to the chat, see what you guys have in this one with Portland on the road here, taking on Detroit. And that total down to 235.5 here. In fact, I'm showing now 234.5 here at this point. Let me update it. Man, this total was as high, I believe, as 237. So we're seeing a pretty steady decline here. Let's go to the chat in this one. All right. Here we go with Tariq. He's on the Blazers here in this one. Cash Kane says the Pistons cover the Blazers with a myriad of injuries coming into this one that could affect them here today. You got Robert Williams questionable. You got Clinton questionable, Murray questionable, and Holiday still out. For Detroit, Sasser is questionable. So I don't know. Those are definitely a little bit of a cluster injury there for the Blazers here. But man, they've been terrific. The widely reported steam did come in on the Pistons. They did open at -6 here in a lot of spots. Robert liking the over here. Var likes the over as well. Pistons money line for Cash Kane. Put him in a parlay. Greg here likes this one right on the number today. And Blazers cover, says Crip Key, but feels like it's a little uncomfortable. And Greg says Portland's already beat Cleveland. Portland beat Cleveland, so be careful. Right. Does that mean like be careful that they're good, or be careful because they're coming off of a good win on the road and still on the road here against a hot Detroit team? I don't know what to do there with that. But like I said, Portland been just terrific here, covering numbers on the road, and I got to take them here in this one to hang in there once again. They're doing a nice job. Detroit's pretty great, but I don't think they're all that. I expect them to come down to earth, back down to earth a little bit. Portland's covered 3 straight right now, and Detroit, meanwhile, has failed to cover in their last 2 games and 4 of their last 5, I believe. Or is it 3 of what did I say? 3 of the last 4? 5 of the last 6. So, all right, Fernando, Blazers first half. All right, I'm gonna take the Blazers here in this one. Right, the Charlotte Hornets are taking on the Toronto Raptors. Here you got the Raptors favored by 7.5. Total 229 here. Charlotte comes in here with a 6-16 record. They've lost 2 straight. Toronto, meanwhile, 15-8. They've lost 3 of their last 4 games, including that game last night at home to the Lakers as a 2.5-point favorite. Toronto's failed to cover in 7 of their last 10 coming in. Charlotte, meanwhile, with back-to-back losses here to Brooklyn and the Knicks. They did not cover in either of them. They did have recent wins here against Toronto and Chicago. Both these teams are kind of under teams so far this season. Charlotte's under in 13 of 18 games as an underdog so far. Toronto's gone under in 7 of their last 10 games coming in. Charlotte has lost 9 straight games on the road. They've also lost 10 of their last 13 matchups with Toronto. Charlotte's just 2-9 overall in their last 11. The Hornets have gone under in 6 straight games, but Toronto's failed to cover the spread in 5 straight games here right now. With they beat Portland but did not cover before that Laker game. They also got blasted by the Knicks on the road. They also got blasted by Charlotte, or lost to Charlotte anyway. They were favorites. And they did beat Indiana but did not cover. Toronto's gone under in 5 of their last 7. They've still won 14 of their last 18 games. These 2 teams met back on November the 29th, and it was 118 to 111. Charlotte got the win, but back on 12 days earlier, Toronto got the win 110 to 108, but did not get the money. So Charlotte actually got the money in both matchups between these 2 teams this season. Can they do it again? Here with Toronto on the back-to-back. Charlotte does have a day off here off of their loss at the Knicks. Are they playing well enough here to and has Toronto kind of been maybe a little bit better than this record indicates? LaMelo, he's probable in this game. Miller's still questionable. Trey Mann questionable. Kalkbrenner questionable. Connaughton is out. Colin Sexton is out. Charlotte has some injuries here for sure. For Toronto, Baji is questionable in this one. That's a lot of injuries actually for Charlotte here, but they've been pretty okay against the spread. Let's see what you have though in this one. I'll go to the chat. and see how you guys have it. And let me go here. How about I just was looking at the little bit the headlines coming through. I mean, this is a story that broke yesterday, but just reiterating it here. You guys might have mentioned it, or no, it was in another show. But Eldon Campbell, the former Laker, he's my age, and he died of in a drowning accident. Former Laker champion Eldon Campbell. Did he go to Clemson? Okay, let me go to the chat here and see what you guys have in this one. The Hornets and the Raptors here. Okay, here we go. VAR is first. He's got Toronto on the money line, Irish King, first quarter spread. Kripke says those Hornets are kind of janky. Charlotte's rested, so take the points here. Robert on the Hornets as well. There's AOD. Thank you, AOD. Hello, AOD. Mm-hmm. And Kripke, the Hornets. Look, are those? I mean, those seem like legitimate injuries, right? But that seems like a lot of injury, like a lot of regular guys there are kind of out. Philly Eagle Flyer, thank you for your hockey there, Philly Eagle Flyer, today. Appreciate it. Got action here on the pitch today. Thank you. Kind of, got Friday fixtures, of course, La Liga, Mallorca and Oviedo. You got Mönchengladbach and Mainz and Bundesliga. A couple of games in League One as well today. So those are the features. Also, Middlesbrough and Hull in championship play. Greg says he's got Toronto here right there. That's an under. I think that's an under there, I think, for Greg. No, he's got it right on the spread. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, thank you, Robert. Yeah. Yep. Okay, let's see. Tariq liking the over in this one. And, oh, yeah, Eldon was on the Pistons. All right. Jermaine likes Cade for the big bounce back game here. Also, Bija there. But, Cade probably coming back with a little bit of motivation here, it feels like, huh? Fernando, first half, laying it. And I think that might be it from you guys here in the chat. All right, I got to take the Raptors in this one. I'm going to lay the points here a little bit, and I'm going to say that maybe those injuries and the Raptors a little bit steamed. Yeah, they're on the back-to-back, but they're at home. I'm going to take the Raps in this one. All right, let's go next. Spurs and Cavs here. Good game, it feels like, here with the Spurs. Coming in here, 15-6 right now. The Cavaliers, 13-10. Cavaliers were starting to put it back all together, but then they went on a little bit of a losing streak. They're in here off of a loss to Portland, as we said, 122-110 after they'd beaten Indiana, but they'd lost 3 straight before that. Cleveland's one of the worst spread teams in the league this season. They are 7-16 ATS, just 3-10 ATS at home, and 6-14 ATS as a favorite. San Antonio, meanwhile, they're 5-2 as an underdog. They've covered 7 of their last 10 games coming in. The Spurs have been winning and covering for the most part. They've got won and covered 4 of their teams overall, coming in off of a win at Orlando, 114-112. They got the money. They beat Memphis at home, 126-119 as a favorite. They did lose to Minnesota on the road, but they also beat Denver on the road. And San Antonio has lost 5 straight games to Cleveland over the last 2.5 years, but they did have gone 5-1 against the spread against them. So usually the Spurs are getting enough points. They don't win, but they cover in a close game. Cleveland just 1-4 against the spread in their last 5. Cleveland's lost 4 of their last 5, as kind of mentioned there, but they've gone under in 8 of their last 10. 8 of the last 12 meetings over the last 6 years between these two teams have gone over here, but total here 238.5 here today. Let's see what you guys have in the chat when San Antonio takes on Cleveland here tonight. And here we go with the chat all-stars. Greg says Friday, it's favorite Friday. VAR likes the over here in this one. Jermaine with a prop today. He's got Fox under in his assists. Here's Greg, likes this one. I think he likes the Spurs here. He's got his Cleveland to win, but with that spread, I think barely though. And we've got it pretty much right on the number, Greg. Robert here on the Spurs plus the points. And Jermaine talking about that injury to Branch. Yeah, what a bummer there. Man, Detroit really banged up in the secondary, but they were able to get it done there against the Cowboys anyway. Shame on me, man. Okay. Spurs and the points for Fernando. In Cleveland, all of a sudden, what's gone on here this last 5 games or so, right? Not quite looking the same. Tariq on the Spurs, too. He said the same thing pretty much. What's going on here with Cleveland right now? And a little bit of funk here of late. See, there was some injury, and let's see. Okay, no, not major deal here, right, in this one with the injury report. Let me see what it says here. If you want to check, I don't think it's anything major here, but we are seeing the spread actually go. We're seeing some 4.5s here. So no Wemby's out. McLaughlin is out. Luke Cornett questionable here for the Cavs. Proctor's out. Merrill's out. Garland is out. Allen's been out for a little bit here right now, but there's some injuries there too, possibly. All right, I'll probably just go to the total here in this one with San Antonio and Cleveland. Cleveland 3-10 to the under at home. I'm going to go under here in this one. All right, man, I've got some unders here, don't I? Give me the under here in this one with San Antonio and Cleveland. All right, next up. Let me see here. Might have missed a couple here. Robert on the under. Cavs could get right here. Maybe has the right opponent to do so.
Critical notice.
And spread's too low. Maybe the Spurs will win, says Greg. Thank you, Greg. Coming through for us. All right. The Jazz are taking on the Knickerbockers here with the Knicks. Big favorites tonight. 15.5 points here right now. And this one, the total here, 240 with Utah coming in. What's going on? Utah's won 2 straight. Don't they know here? Man, this Utah team. Anyways, they beat Houston at home. Then they beat Brooklyn on the road yesterday. Crushed them, 123-110. I didn't think that was going to happen. I thought with bad teams, maybe the Nets. But you know what? Maybe the Nets are just that bad because Utah kind of smashed them. But they are on the back-to-back. Meanwhile, the Knicks beat Charlotte and covered 119-104 last time out. They did lose to Boston before that, but had wins over Charlotte 129-101. So knocked off Charlotte and covered twice against them, also against the Bucks. For the Knicks here, they've covered 5 of their last 6 games overall. Knicks have gone under in 5 of their last 6. 9 of the last 11 meetings between these two teams have gone under. Utah's covered 4 of their last 6. They've gone over in 9 of their last 11. They're going over, and the Knicks are going under. But Utah is 4-5 to the under on the road. Knicks are 7-5 to the over at home. Utah's 10-7 to the over as a dog. See what you have in this one here with these two. Utah's gone just 2-4 against the Knicks in their last 6 games overall against one another here. But Knicks, they've been covering a lot of games, no doubt about it. But this is a pretty big number. But still, the Knicks are the best spread team at home this season, 11-1 against the spread at home. Utah just 3-6 against the spread at home, despite that above 500 record against the number this year at 12-9. Let's go to the chat here right now and see what you guys have in this one. All right, here we go. Cash Kane says Jazz are just not good on the road. Greg says the Knicks are going to crush them tonight. They'll keep it going. Bar's got the under here. Tariq says too many points, and the Jazz don't have much travel here, playing basically Brooklyn, now the Knicks. Robert here liking the under. Man, 11-1 though for the Knicks. Cash Kane says lay it. Big number, maybe that's built in. Maybe 11-1 ATS at home is built into the number here a little bit with that 15.5 points, but I'm going to be willing to lay it. I'm going to go ahead and lay it tonight, say blowout victory with the Jazz on that back-to-back here and getting a win. So give me the Knicks to crush here tonight. I'll take them to get this number. Knicks won the last meeting here last year, 119-103. They won by 16 as a 12-point favorite. Utah has beaten the Knicks in 2 of the last 4 meetings, but both of those were at home. Jermaine says take Markkanen under on his points. Kripke says the Jazz can compete here, and the Knicks don't beat the Jazz by 15 hardly ever. So, yeah, it could be a game where you just know you can win here a little bit. But I'll take the Knicks to keep crushing right now. 11-1 ATS at home. Greg's got it as a blowout here. He said 128-111. All right, and that's it for that one. Let's keep it going here with the Nuggets are taking on the Hawks here in Atlanta on Friday night. You got the Hawks favored in this one, underdogs in this one. Denver favored by 6.5. Total 238.5 here. Denver has been alternating wins and losses over the last few games. They did beat Indiana on the road 135-120 a couple of nights ago, covering 8.5. They lost at home to Dallas 131-121. They beat Phoenix on the road. They lost to the Spurs. Still, Denver 8-3 against the spread on the road, 12-7 against the spread as a favorite. Atlanta, meanwhile, 3-6 against the spread at home. Not their best situation here, but Denver is favored. Look, Denver does get a lot of numbers. Sometimes they fail on the road in certain situations like this. This one feels a little bit tough. Denver, though, has covered 5 straight meetings against Atlanta overall. Atlanta, like we said, at home, they haven't really been that great. Denver's 10-5 against the spread in their last 15. They've gone over in 6 straight games here right now. They're 13-6 to the over as a favorite. This series has gone over in 7 straight games between the two teams, and 6 straight years they've gone over here in Atlanta when these two teams have met. A lot of overs here. Atlanta's gone over in 8 of their last 12. I just might be going with the over because of the trends here in this one. Atlanta lost to the Clippers last time out, 115-92. Jalen Johnson was out of that game, and Atlanta was never close. He's questionable here in this one. KP is questionable as well. Jake Toppin is out. Durasic is out for the Nuggets here. Strother out. Spencer Jones questionable, but pretty clean there for the Nuggets here. Give me the over here. I'll go over for sure. Everything kind of points to an over. It feels like Atlanta is 4-5 to the under at home. They're also 6 over and 6 under as an underdog, but I want to try the over here with those wild trends here. 7 straight meetings, 6 straight here. I know it's a interconference matchup, but I'll go over here. All right, here we go. Robert here on the over with me. And, oh, man, Terrell. Oh, awesome. Yeah, man. Great memory there. Robert here on the Hawks. Nuggets for Crip Key. Jermaine says if Trey ain't playing, he likes Atlanta. Yeah, he's still out for sure. Denver here for VAR. Fernando likes the over. And let's see here. Greg, I think Greg here going to lean towards the Hawks. I think he's got the Hawks here barely. Hey, B-Hawk, nice to see you in the chat. You bet we're going over the big Cincinnati battle. I love it. And here we go. Greg says take the over. Right. AOD, he's got a monster game here, right? Tariq going over. And let's see here. Crip Key. Anybody taking the Hawks, make sure you show your ticket. All right, appreciate that. Oh, man, where's the scoreboard's down. Scoreboard's down. All right, I got to make my call there in this one with the Nuggets and the Hawks. I said go over in that one. All right. Getting dinged up over here a little bit. I guess they don't know we're on a show, huh? All right, let's go to the next one here with the 76ers taking on the Bucks. In this one, you've got the Sixers here coming in 12-9. The Bucks are 10-13. No Giannis. We got problems here with the Bucks right now with their star. Is he going to get healthy? Is he going to get traded? Philadelphia here favored by 1.5. Total 222. Giannis is definitely out. Other than that, there's not a lot of injuries to report in this game. Even Embiid is going to be in here in this game. That's going to put a lot of people on the Bucks. But let's be fair here. The Sixers did win that game. You know, they were favored in that game. Actually, the Warriors got the money, despite the fact that the Sixers won the game on the last second shot. The Sixers were ahead by 22 points. And the Curryless, well, I say Steph Curryless Warriors, we saw Seth Curry out there a little bit, but for the Sixers here, they won 99-98 on the last second shot. They also coming in here with 2 in a row. They beat Washington as well. Milwaukee comes in off that win over Detroit. Hey, we had the Bucks in that one here, but look, Sixers coming in. They're probably they're the better spread team. We know that. The Sixers are 6-1-1 against the spread on the road this season, although they have failed in 7 of their last 10 overall. They were on the road there a little bit. They're 12-8 against the spread overall. Milwaukee also has failed in 7 of their last 10 games right now coming into this one. So, look, it hasn't been all dandy here with Giannis out of the game. They've gone just 5-13 against the spread in their last 18 games overall. Remember when Milwaukee had covered the first 5 games of the season? Philadelphia here has gone under in 8 of their last 12. Philadelphia just 1-8 straight up, 1-6 against the spread against Milwaukee. Of course, different Milwaukee lineup right now without Giannis in there. Milwaukee's gone under in 5 of their last 6. They've actually lost 8 of their last 10 straight up. 5 straight meetings between these two teams have gone over. Sixers have gone over in 5 of 8 on the road. They've gone over in 6 of 10 as a favorite. Milwaukee's gone over in 8 of 13 at home. But they've been an under here of late. Like I said, under in 5 of the last 6. So see what you got here. This little bit closely rated matchup with Philadelphia and Milwaukee. Let's hear from you in the chat. Big NBA card. We're still cooking along here. And I want to see what you guys have in this one. These two teams met back on November the 20th. It was 123-114. Philly got the win at Milwaukee as a 2.5-point favorite. Lots of comments on this one. All right, let's see here. Started off with Cash Kane. He likes the Bucks. There's Stop Geo. Stop Geo, good to see you. You had some great comments in the chat in the football game last night. Philly could be tired here coming in off of the game there against Golden State last night. Sure seemed like a lot of energy at the end, huh? Robert likes the under. He also likes his Bucks to win here. Fernando on the under. And Kripke hates this game. Bucks still got the shooters going over here. I think I might oh man, this one's been going down, but I think I agree with Jarrell here. Greg's got the old wrong team as favored. Tariq says the Sixers were an embarrassment yesterday, blowing that huge lead, right? And take a look at that injury report here. The total here is down to 221.5 right now. This one's got a clean injury report, looks like, other than Giannis, but we know that, right? So total's been dropping here. I like the over in this game. I'm going over in this one with Philadelphia and Milwaukee. I agree with Terrell there, I think. Fernando, though, feels like an under, kind of like what we saw maybe yesterday. Trevor Davis is here. He says the Sixers are terrible. They made him mad, right? They had the money there against the injured Warriors. Couldn't get it done. Cash Kane likes Maxey here. He also likes the under in the game, it looks like. And there's Terrell talking about that LeBron double-digit streak ending there. He had it. I mean, it was a record by far. But after the previous game where he had to struggle just to get the double digits, when he was sitting there at 4 points, I said last night on the football show that LeBron's got just 4 points. Could that streak end? And someone's sitting tonight for Philly. Who's it going to be? Maxey over, says Jermaine. And Jermaine, did he turn off the game last night thinking it was over? All right, we got to keep moving here at the NBA with the Suns and the Rockets. Got the Suns here 13-9, Rockets 14-5. This feels like one of the best games going here tonight. Suns have lost 2 of their last 3, but they come in here off of a win over the Lakers on the road. 125-108. We had the Suns in that game plus the points. Houston, meanwhile, comes in here off of a win over Sacramento at home, 121-95 over the team that they dominate for sure. Rockets have been pretty hot here of late. Yeah, they lost to Utah in the second of one of those duplex games that Mike talks about, but yeah, they won the first one, so it's a little tough to play even for Houston back-to-back on the road against the Jazz there. Phoenix here, 6-4 against the spread on the road, but Houston 11-6 against the spread as a favorite, although just 4-4 against the spread at home. They're usually better as a road. Ooh, sorry, gang, as a road favorite. You're just maybe gonna get a little warm here in the satellite studios. For the Rockets here, yeah, good numbers here, 11-6 as a favorite this season. And let's look at a little bit more extensively, I think, with the numbers right now in this matchup. Houston's won 14 of their last 17 games, 4-1 against the spread in their last 5. But Houston's gone under in 6 of their last 7. 5 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams have gone under. But Phoenix is 7-3 to the over on the road, 8-5 to the over as an underdog. Also, Houston 10-7 to the over as a favorite. Phoenix has covered 11 of their last 14, winning 10 of those 14 games, but they have struggled against Houston for sure. Lost 5 straight and went just 1-6 against the spread. Still a pretty big spread for a Phoenix team that definitely has played pretty well this season, right? Just as good of a cover, it feels like. Let's go to the chat here and see what you have in this one with Phoenix and Houston tonight here in Houston. Man, this total is dropping on the 221 right now. Some steady pressure to the under here, it feels like right now with these two teams. Go to the chat, see what you have here. Okay, with let's see here.
Final.
Greg likes the revenge angle in this one from their matchup there where Houston won 114-92. I guess they've got revenge for the last, how many did we say that Houston's beat this team in a row? Let's see here. Tariq says, I think he likes Houston in this one because of the Booker injury here. Still out. DFS ruled out here for Houston. Eason is also out. Terrell says, Amen Thompson prop here. Roberts on the under. And Greg said they just played 2 weeks ago, so take the points. And Sengun, double here for Tariq. All right. All right, gang, I'll make my pick here with this one. Man, this one's getting steady pressure to the under tonight. I'm going to go under in this one as well. Give me the under here with Phoenix and Houston. All right. And we move on here to the Clippers. Oh, man. Clippers and Memphis. This is the ugly game of the night. Clippers, though, they're coming in off of a win. They're 6-16 overall, but they did win against Atlanta. They kicked Paul off the team, and they won by 23 points. Now, I'm not saying that the somebody here, maybe Chris Paul talked a good game, but he couldn't back it up anymore. He's just over the hill. Could he land with another team? I think he's actually kind of still on the Clippers. If maybe he's been made inactive, but I think he's still under contract. But I don't think they could. Who's going to take Chris Paul? They'll have to release him, I would imagine. Clippers were on a losing streak before they won that game. Maybe they'll turn it around here. Maybe this is the moment the Clippers have been waiting for. Memphis in here off of a loss to San Antonio, 126-119 on the road. That broke a 3-game winning streak, but those wins were against New Orleans, the Clippers, and Sacramento. Nothing to write home about. Still, Clippers are favored here on the road, 1.5. And the total 223. This one's been going down a little bit. These two teams met back on November the 28th. It was 112 to 107. Memphis got the win and the cover on the road. See what you have in this one with the Clippers and the Grizzlies here. Clippers snapped that 5-game losing streak with that win. Clippers have covered 5 of the last 7 meetings between the two, but Memphis is 5-2. ATS in their last 7 games, they won 5 of their last 7. 6 of the last 9 meetings between these two teams have gone under. Memphis has gone under in 13 of their last 18 overall. I don't know if this one's going under. Clippers are 7-5 to the over on the road. Memphis, so like I said, they've been a steady under here of late. Clippers are one of the worst spread teams going. They're 2-9 against the spread as a favorite. But Memphis is 2-11 against the spread as a dog. Oh man, who really wants to get involved with this one? What do you have? Clippers and Memphis tonight in Memphis. Boy, if this was baseball season, we'd skip this game. All right, see what you got here in this one. I'm taking the Memphis Grizzlies to win at home. I'm going to say at this point the Clippers have been totally turned it around, and I'm going to try Memphis tonight at home. Like I said, I don't know if it's going under between these two despite what we've seen, but give me Memphis at home at least. No Ja, that's good, right? That's what you guys keep telling me. Bogdanovich is out for the Clippers. Miller's questionable. Small is out for the Grizzlies. I'm going to take the Grizzlies in this one. Here we go, the chat. And let's see here. Battle of the Bums here, says Greg. That's right, Terrell, right? Some know-it-all like, hey, I've been there, done that. Have you really, Chris Paul? I mean, good career. Nobody's doubting that Chris Paul wasn't one, NBA great, probably a Hall of Famer. But when you're averaging 2 points a game and you're sitting on the bench, I mean, look, we all want to be leaders, right? We want to go in and show that our expertise, but you got to be more tactful, right? When you're not doing it, you got to be more of a teacher than a boss. Okay, just try to have some humility. Know that your game has kind of left you a little bit. Be more constructive than accusational. Great point, Terrell. Let's show that on the screen. Okay. Nobody wants to get barking orders at him, okay? Fernando, though, liking the Clippers here. Nobody wants to pick this game but me and Fernando. All right, let's go to the last couple here. Pacers and the Bulls. Now, this might be the stinker of the night, but I don't know. The Bulls have been so bad here of late. Man, what's wrong with them? Pacers have lost 2 in a row as well coming in. Lost to Cleveland and Denver, though. That's, what are you going to do? They were at home, however. They hit the road here after a 4-game homestand. They beat Washington, and who else did they beat? They beat the Bulls 103 to 101 at home as a 2.5-point dog. But the Bulls here right now are probably the worst team in the league at the moment with their poor losing streak here right now. Not only losing, but not coming close to even covering any spreads here, it feels like. Chicago's lost 5 straight. They've gone 1-7 ATS in their last 8 games overall. 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone under. Now, the Pacers are 2-8 to the under on the road this season. Chicago's gone under in 4 of their last 6. Pacers here have covered 6 of their last 8, despite the fact they've lost 13 of their last 16. Indiana's won 4 of the last 5 meetings between the two and covered 4 of the last 5 meetings as well. two teams did meet back on November 29th. It was 103-101. The Pacers got the win as a dog in that one. And they're getting points here, like the Bulls are just going along just fine. But that's not it doesn't feel like that's the case. Feels like the Bulls are in big trouble. But still, Pacers, not a team that's done a lot of winning, although they've had some covers for sure. They actually cover better at home. I think they're 4-6 ATS. On the road, let's go to the chat. I don't know if I could pinpoint a side right now. Let's see what you guys have in this one. Go into the chat here. All right. Triple J rebounds and assists over for Jermaine. Fernando here has the Pacers and the points. Robert's on the Pacers here. And I think Greg likes the over in this game. Pacers and the points for M the Great. Tariq is on the Pacers as well. Yeah, everybody's kind of given up on Chicago. Greg says they've fallen off of a cliff. Take Indiana here. Let's see here. Jermaine looking to, let's see. Oh, he's got a prop here with Mathurin. Yeah, maybe off the injury. He was hurt a little bit, right? Shepard is out here for Indiana. In fact, that news just came in about a half an hour ago with a calf injury. Bulls have Dosunmu, questionable. White, questionable. Collins, questionable. Smith, doubtful. Okoro, doubtful. And Jones, doubtful. I mean, Pacers probably going to win this game. That's a lot of injuries here for the Bulls for sure. A lot of injuries. Jermaine going with the under here in this one. And, got to put up 9 legacies list here. Take a screenshot. Give him a second. He typed in all those games. Or I don't know, maybe he read them in there. But going to do all that work, I got to show it on the screen. Greg says the spread was 6 points yesterday. That was the what I don't know what game he means there. Sorry, Greg. Thanks, 9 Legacy, for those picks. All right, I'll make my call on this one, and for the Pacers and the Bulls, I got to go under in this one with Indiana and Chicago today. Give me the under on the Morning Steam show. We have one more in the NBA, and it should be, I'm going to say, a decent game. Look, it's 15 points. It's just that Dallas is starting to show signs of life. They've covered 3 straight. Cooper Flag, like I said, if you haven't done it already, look, Con Kneppel is going to be a good NBA player, no doubt about it. Cooper Flag is starting to look really good. He's also doing some historical things never done by an 18-year-old. That doesn't mean that he's a superstar. Just he is, probably really is a superstar because he's 18 years old and playing like almost an all-pro anyway. But Dallas has won 3 straight over the Clippers, Denver, and Miami. They're covering spreads right now like nobody's business. And Oklahoma City, hey, we know how great they are. You don't need me to tell you. 21-1 now. But you know what? They're really just 50-50 as a cover for the most part, right? They're 11-11 ATS. So, some ups and some downs. But when you're laying against laying 15 to a team that is covering every game pretty much, they covered 10.5 against the Lakers in a loss on the road. They beat Denver. 11-point dogs, beat them by 10. This is as good as it's been for Dallas this year right now. And, the Thunder, they don't cover them all. We know that. They did cover against the Warriors the other night, laying 11.5, but they failed against Portland, laying 11.5. They failed against Phoenix, laying 14.5. They failed against Minnesota, laying 10.5. So, Yeah, Thunder have some trouble laying double digits here a little bit against. Look, Minnesota, Phoenix, Portland, those are teams that are covering some spreads, and so are the Mavericks. So, hey, I'm not sitting here telling you uh, maybe this will be that. Oh, Friday favorites. Okay, I forgot Friday favorites, Greg. FF, but still 15 points. Anyway, Dallas is a big time under this year, 8-15 to the under, 3-6 to the under on the road. Dallas comes in here having gone under in 7 of their last 9. 8 of the last 12 meetings between these two teams have gone under. Oklahoma City's won many games in a row, 10, 11, 12. I don't even know anymore. If they get to a record, I'll start keeping track again. Dallas is covered, though, like we said, and 5 straight here right now. Dallas has lost 12 of their last 16. Dallas is covered 4 of the last 5 meetings between the two teams coming in. What do you have in the chat? Final game of the night between Dallas and OKC. I just talked about a bunch of unders, but I'm going over. I'm going over at 229.5. I'm going to go over in this one. Let's go to the chat, though, and see what you have. I've made my play. All right, here we go. Let's see here.
Critical notice.
Robert's on with me on the over. There we go. All right. Segment's over. Got Robert. Let's see. Mavs should cover, says Crip Key, but Fernando says lay it. Greg here, I think he's got I think he's taking the Mavs here. Mavs and over there a little bit. Tariq, OKC, team total over. Mavs to cover for Cash Kane. And, that's Nine Legacy says now that Flag, is playing his natural position, go over in his points. He's looking great out there. I mean, look, I'll go back to what I said, and I know that maybe if there were some, I don't want to say doubters or whatever, and look, I think he'll win the Rookie of the Year. Get it now. I think he's gone up here a little bit, right? Is he almost over 150 now? Is he almost to $2? So maybe the value is gone, but I think he wins the Rookie of the Year pretty easy. That I think 150 is, worth a unit, if you know what I mean. I think, barring injury, you'd hate that, but man, I think right now he's looking pretty good. Nemhard over, Dallas on the spread, AD back. I mean, that's got to help, right, when you're the Dallas Mavericks. PJ Washington questionable, Gafford questionable, Lively still out. Caruso out, Dort out, Hartenstein out, injuries for the Thunder. All right, I'm on the over with Dallas and the Thunder. Okay, that's it. Oh, I'm sorry, Terrell here. He loves the player. Let's see. Player points prop bonanza. Jalen, Chet, Hartenstein, and Washington. Terrell loves their player points under. I think he likes over, actually. I know he likes over. That's what we talk about in general, right? When you just throw them out there. Those are overs. I know. Okay. All right. Great segment there. Next, I'm going to go to the college game here today. And I've got 5 games to look at. And then we got a little bit of hockey, too. Thanks for joining me here on the Morning Steam. Let's go to college basketball. And, hey, we've got league games. So that's what I'm going to talk about. Conference games here with Quinnipiac taking on Iona. Conference action. Cool. Get my notes up here and get ready for the college segment. Quinnipiac started 5-3 here in conference play. for the Bobcats, and the Gales are 6-2. They've been alternating wins and losses here of late. Iona, impressive, 3-0 at home so far this season. Straight up against Division Ones, I believe. Let me make sure I get the notes square and get ready to go here. All right, here we go. All right. Quinnipiac has beaten Iona in 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams. So far, Iona's gone over in 4 of their last 5. 4 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams have gone over. Last year's meeting was, I'm sorry, let me get it straight. They played 3 times last year. They played in the conference tournament as well. Iona actually got the money. Quinnipiac actually won 63-62 here at Iona, but they were 1.5 point favorite. They didn't cover by a half a point. Bobcats won 79-74 at home, but we're laying 6.5. So Iona got the money there. When they played in the conference tournament, Iona won 81-73 as a 4.5 point dog. So they played 3 times last year. In fact, that was the first win over for Iona in the 5 games that I mentioned. Quinnipiac had won 4 straight meetings between the two teams. The widely reported steam did come in on the over in this game. Right now it is 162 though, actually, but it did open as low as 159.5. So yeah, the steam kind of came in on the over here. You'd think, with these two, maybe it would be an over. Iona's 6-2 to the over this season, 4-1 to the over as a favorite. Meanwhile, Quinnipiac's 4-0 to the over as an underdog. They're 0-3 to the under as a favorite. So as a dog, they play higher scoring games. As a favorite, they played lower scoring games. Even I could figure that out. All right, let's see if you like this one with Quinnipiac and Iona here. Starting the season in conference play, so thought I'd roll off this one first here in MAAC action to get the season started in conference play. Over the last couple of years, when they've had conference play before the holiday break, just a couple of Big Ten was the only team really doing it. Now every team's doing it. Got to get that conference season started with this schedule. Here we go. Let's have some chat come in. Iona Moneyline for Cascade. Here's 9 Legacy. Iona on the spread. Hello to Philly Eagle Flyer. Let me get these up there for Philly Eagle Flyer stopping in and doing us a solid with his plays. Appreciate it, Philly Eagle Flyer. Robert, though, likes the under despite all those trends. I know it's a high number, Robert. That's probably what it is, right? Everyone anticipating maybe an over in this, or at least a high score with those trends here a little bit. Maybe the number did come a little high. I still think maybe here 160-ish or so. But there's definitely some buyback going on right now, no doubt. But for me in this one, I got to take Iona here at home. I'm going to lay 3 points. Good morning to Nephew in the chat. I'm going to take the Gales here to cover in this one. Quinnipiac's 3-1 against the spread on the road, but Iona's got a few covers there, 3-2 ATS. And like I said, they are undefeated at home. Quinnipiac is just 1-3 straight up as an underdog. So, all right, we had to get one conference game out of the way there, but let's go to some big-time action here right now. This one is being played in Nashville, so not necessarily a home game, but, Big Blue will represent here. Hey, the Kennel always travels, but it's hard. The farther they get away from Spokane, the harder it is for Gonzaga fans. Gonzaga's off of a 40-point loss to Michigan. Should have looked that up. When was the last time Gonzaga lost by 40 points? I don't know. They probably played Duke or something like that and did. But anyway, the 11th ranked Bulldogs, the 18th ranked Wildcats, Cats and Dogs here at Bridgestone Arena in Nashville. Where's Blake? Is he going to the game? You got to go to this game. Gonzaga here is still 6-2 against the spread this season, but 1-2 against the spread as on the road. They're 5-2 against the spread as a favorite. For Kentucky, this is the second time they'll be an underdog this season. They did fail in their first opportunity as a dog. Kentucky's coming in here off of a loss to North Carolina, 67-64. But they did beat Tennessee Tech by 50. They beat Loyola Maryland by 42. They lost to Michigan State, remember, 83-66. And Gonzaga here, this one's actually gone down, I believe, here at about 5 or 4.5. And the total is hanging around there, 159.5 or so. So what do you think in this good game tonight, Gonzaga here? They're traveling a little bit for sure, but let's see what you have. Can you lay it here after what we saw? Interesting game. They're all interesting for Gonzaga out of conference, aren't they? You think about all the teams that play some bums, play some of those bye games and stuff, bring those sorry teams. Gonzaga doesn't do it. We may make fun of Gonzaga because they never get there in the end, but you can't make fun of them as far as not going out there and challenging the best teams in the country away from home year in and year out. They do that. And they win a lot of them too. It's just that in the end, they're just a little bit short of those bigger teams, I guess, is what kind of happens, huh? All right. Justin's got McNeese in there today. Thank you, Justin, for giving us another pick there in that matchup with Northwestern State. Thank you, Justin. He's got Gonzaga's team total over. Cash Kane likes Gonzaga and the spread. And Nine Legacy said, Michigan took it to him, but still take Gonzaga here. Kentucky, what is the issue you think with Kentucky? Also, let me check the injury list. I think there was some news that came out just a short time ago, so let me check on this. Okay, I think it's Diabate. Let me see here. I gotta look back at it right now. Diabate, I think, had some kind of injury status here. Maybe you guys can get to it before I can. I don't want to hold up the stream for one injury, but I do feel like that is a significant enough if he has been upgraded here. No, he's still questionable, so Quaintance is out as well, of course, with that knee injury. That's just bad news. I mean, that's been a month old here. So, all right, I'll make my call in this one with Kentucky and Gonzaga here tonight. I'm going to take the Zags on the road. I'll lay it with Gonzaga here. I say on the road, like I said, it is a neutral site game technically, but it's being played in Nashville. So Robert's on Gonzaga. He's on the over as well. All right. And you know what? It is, Terrell. It is a little bit steep. But is there a problem here? Hey, we've got breaking news here right now in the NBA. I'm not going to say it's worthy of the breaking news banner, and maybe we did anticipate it. But Paolo Banchero is upgraded here to probable tonight after that groin injury has sidelined him here for several games. Everyone racing to the window right now to take the heat probably. But Banchero now probable here. And it is reflecting in the line here currently as Orlando may be on the move here. We're seeing the total go back up as well. Also, a little bit more breaking news in that game. Oh, let me give you one steam play here real quick. South Alabama and East Tennessee steam to the over here in this one. Wow, that catches me by surprise. It was 141. It's up to 143 here. Steam to the over with South Alabama and East Tennessee State. But also in that game right now between Miami and Orlando, Tyler Hero came back, looked good, right? couple games here, but now he's back to doubtful here with a sore toe. 24 points per game so far for Tyler Hero, but now he's out of tonight's game against Orlando. Here, doubtful. Let me make it clear. Doubtful for Hero. So Banchero in, and we're seeing Circa right now at 6.5 on this breaking news here right now. Orlando is on the move here a little bit higher. I already said take Miami, and you know what? I mean, I gotta stick by it, but I don't mind it here necessarily. But we are seeing those 6.5s out there right now. At the sharp books are first, and all the other books are taking the game off the board a little bit here right now to readjust. That's why you're here on the morning steam. We're giving you the latest information. That's what I do. I sit here with my tweet deck open. I'm trying to give you some winners too, but I want you to make your decisions and trying to keep you posted and give you the best information and numbers here at a key time of the morning. All right, let me move on here, though. A few more college games today. Some interesting ones. I've got next up. Oh, let me see a few more comments here. Let's see. Johnny got EK there of the Zags over in his point total. And Terrell says Banchero does have a great stat line against Miami. All right. Hey, UAB and Drake here. I want to take a look at, thought this was an okay matchup for sure. This is non-conference action here in Des Moines, but let's see what you have here in this one with the Blazers on the road, taking on the Bulldogs here. The widely reported steam did come in on Drake. You see it there, 2.5. The widely reported steam also came in on the under here in this matchup. For Drake, they're 4-1 straight up and against the spread in their last 5 games here. They're pretty great at home. They've won 16 of their last 20, dating back to last season at home. Drake Bulldogs come in 6-3, winners of 2 straight. UAB had their winning streak snapped last time out with a loss on the road to Middle Tennessee. They were favored in that one, but lost by 15. Drake, meanwhile, with a win over Western Illinois Leathernecks by 51 points as a 17.5-point favorite. They also beat Georgia Tech at home. Also covered against LSU. They beat Charleston. Drake's look pretty good here right now, even though they're just 4-3 against the spread and 1-3 against the spread as a favorite. UAB, meanwhile, has won 5 of their last 6 and covered 4 of their last 5, although just 1-2 against the spread on the road so far this season. UAB's gone under in 5 of their last 6, but Drake's gone 4-1 to the over at home, 3-1 to the over as a favorite. See what you have here in this one. UAB and Drake. Just thought it was one of the better matchups here. I wanted to at least get 4 or 5 games in here on the card today and look for some teams with some good records like these two. I'm going under in this one for sure as my pick here on the morning steam. Give me the under 147 here in this one. Cash Kane has UAB and over. Roberts on Drake and the over. You guys are against me in this one. Terrell says, Ramon, wake up. It's up to 3.5 here with Drake right now. Okay. Let me fix it here. I'm showing a lot of 2.5s. I do show 3. I don't see a 3.5, but I'll meet you in the middle. My books, my $500, well, I won't say it like that. That sounds petty, but my line service might be, if they're slow, shame on them. Pay good money for this. Okay, let's go to it. We had the request. We got to go to college basketball's most heated rivalry. Let's face it. I mean, you could say other rivalries are great rivalries, and maybe they're greater rivalries as far as the basketball. These are good teams, always, no doubt. But I think this is basketball's most hated rivalry. Let me know what you think is also great hated rivalries. But look, I'm an impartial observer, right? I'm just a guy, sports bettor, watching games year after year. These two teams have a fight every time they meet. They've had some of the best fights in college basketball history. Xavier's won 3 straight coming into this one with wins over West Virginia, Corpus Christi, and St. Francis. Cincinnati, meanwhile, is in here off a win over Tarleton. Cincinnati's just 2-6 against the spread so far this season. I think this is their first true road game coming in to this one. The widely reported steam did come in on the over. Now, I think the total here it's still, no, it's 148. Yeah, it's 148. So it's been going up. And the line, though, is down to 1 here with XU. Maybe 1.5 at some joints, but looks like down to -1. Looks like Cincinnati's actually taking the action here.
Final.
I'm not so sure I'm down with that. Let me know what you have in the chat. But like I said, Cincinnati 2-6 ATS so far this season. Xavier's 2-4 ATS as a favorite, but they're 5-1 at home right now. Like I said, first true road game for Cincy. Of course, these two teams, XU was dominating until Cincinnati won last year's game, 68-65 at home, but they were just they were an 8-point favorite, did not cover. So it still feels like XU's done the better job in this series kind of long term. Cincinnati here has failed to cover in 5 of the last 6 meetings against XU. XU's won 4 of 5, covering the spread in 4 of 5. XU's gone over in 6 of their last 7. 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone over. So Cincinnati 5 straight failures here against the spread. I got to take XU in this one. Give me Xavier here, -1 in the big Cincinnati game here, the Queen City. Let's go to the chat and see what you guys have in this one between the most heated rivals. What's another heated rivalry? Anybody? Hey, there's Dave in the chat. Greg, Dave, nice to see you tonight. We got great games tonight. For 1 game tonight, Dave and I. 1 tomorrow. Justin here likes Cincinnati over. Here's Cash Kane, Xavier, and the over. And the Battle of Cincinnati, says Terrell. Going over in this one. Robert's going over as well. Chosen One likes XU, or maybe he just likes X. So website. I pay $8 because I love TweetDeck. Pay $8 basically for TweetDeck. I wouldn't give $8 to Musk if it didn't have TweetDeck, I don't think. Xavier here for Crip Key. And Xavier for Dying Legacy. Cincinnati has a good record, but they look kind of weak, it says here. Yeah, so far, 6-2 straight up. Cincy to cover here, says Dave, on the road. And yeah, Cash Game. I think we got a good Friday night card here. I probably should have touched on maybe one or two extra games. Like I said, at least we had Justin in there giving us McNeese. I think he said to roll Northwestern State, but I do like the extra board here a little bit today as well. And I've got one more to look at here, actually, in college basketball with Notre Dame and TCU. All right, for the Irish here, they come in 6-3. TCU comes in 5-2, but with a 3-game winning streak. TCU with wins over Kansas City, Florida, and Wisconsin. They've been pretty much covering them all. 5-1 against the spread. They've covered 4 straight. They didn't cover against Lamar in a 13-point win, laying 18.5, but they did cover against Michigan in a game that they lost 67-63, covering 7.5. So I guess that means that Notre Dame would beat Gonzaga by 37. No, that wouldn't be happening here, but TCU favored here by 7.5, maybe 7, 139.5 right now. These two teams, I don't know if have they met ever. I'm not sure. I couldn't find anything, but wasn't going to look back too far. Irish come in here 5-4 ATS, 2-1 ATS on the road. TCU 5-2 ATS and 4-2 ATS at home. Notre Dame has lost all three of their games as an underdog this season. They're also 0-1 again, 0-1 straight up on the road. Let's see if you guys have a pick in this one here tonight with TCU and Notre Dame. I know what I like, so let me know what you like. I like TCU to rock them. I like TCU to crush, actually. I'll go, the model is close, but I overrule it a little bit. I think they could win this one by double digits. All right. Hey, Super True. Nice to see Super True in the chat. Here's Cash Changes says Tulane Moneyline. Chosen One, Mount St. Mary's there today. Thank you, Chosen One. Taking Mount St. Mary's there, plus the points against Marist. I really appreciate you guys going off the board with me a little bit, giving everyone another look. People watch this on their TVs even, but they look for those comments along the bottom of the screen. I'd probably drive them crazy after a while.
Steam play.
Oh, some Steam here, huh? It's in the NBA. Steam here with, one of the games we picked. San Antonio and Cleveland steam to the under here at 238.5. We're seeing this one move lower here with San Antonio and Cleveland. It's down to 237 here right now. A little steam to the under with the Spurs and the Cavs. All right, let's see here. A letdown for Notre Dame. TCU by double digits being Terrell are right on, but Dave's got the Irish here. 9 Legacy says. Ooh. Notre Dame on the spread and the money line. TCU should not be a 7-point favorite against Notre Dame. Notre Dame is underrated, says 9 Legacy. They're being overlooked. Okay, let's do it. Cash game. Let's get that sweep. Robert's with me, lays 6.5. Justin says take a high point with that steam today. And Tariq also liking TCU to rock with me. And Super True says, isn't the XU game a neutral site game tonight? No, I think that the Cintas Center, I think that's XU's spot, isn't it? Or do they have a campus? I thought that was XU's spot. Anyway, it's, with both teams from Cincy. I may have just called it wrong, but let me see here. Okay, no, this is XU's building for sure. All right. Okay, John, 9 Legacy says it is a neutral. Okay, I mean, Xavier plays all their home games in this arena, right? The Cintas Center. It's on the campus of Xavier University. All right, but, I'll default to you guys. You probably know better than I. Okay. All right. That's it. That's all I got here. I've got TCU in this one. And that's what I got for our college basketball. We've got some hockey. 5 games, NHL, and then the show's over. Thank you for joining me here. All right. Okay, here we go. We're getting ready to go with hockey here tonight. And let's take a look at our first matchup. We've got the Golden Knights on the road here taking on the Devils. Akira Schmid in the pipes for BGK. For the Devils here tonight, they've got Allen in goal. New Jersey, one of the best home teams right now in the league, currently at 9-3, but they've lost 3 straight games overall coming in, including all of them at home, right? They were 9-0 at home. Now they've lost 3 straight. So maybe they're not the best at home anymore. They lost to Philly. They lost to CBJ. And they lost to Dallas. Vegas, meanwhile, in here off of a pair of wins over San Jose and Chicago, but they just barely got the win, 4-3 in each of those games. Vegas comes in here 5 with a decent road record for sure. They got a decent record overall right now, 12-6-8. New Jersey 16-10-1 coming into this one. Vegas is 5-2-4 on the road so far this season. New Jersey 9-3-1 at home overall. But for VGK here, they've won 4 of the last 5 meetings between the two. They've lost 4 of their last 6 games overall coming in. Vegas has gone over in 4 of their last 6, and for the last 6 meetings, for the last 6 years here in New Jersey, this game's gone over. However, 5 of the last 7 between the two have gone under. So I guess they go under when it's in Vegas and over when it's in New Jersey for the most part. New Jersey still won 9 of their last 13 games, despite losing 6 of their at home. 9 of their last 13 games at home. What I said? No, 9 of 12. 9 of 12. They've lost 3 straight. I got it. Let me go to the chat here. Help me out. Fix it up. Fix me up. With Vegas, look, they are a slight favorite on the road. Markstrom, I think, is actually in there in goal. Let me check. Let me fire up the goalie computer here. Thanks for the suggestions there. Still trying to get the goalies better job, but Markstrom's likely here for the Devils. Let me get that out there right now. There we go. For Markstrom, he comes in here 7-5-1, 3.55 goals against, 87.5% save percentage. The Devils are coming off a 3-0 loss to the Stars. Markstrom allowed all 3 goals on 28 shots, but he'll be back in there again, even though he's struggled here. Really not having great starts here right now. With this 3.5 goals against here. So let's see what you got in the chat. And I'll hear from you. All right. Here we go. Devils for Cash Kane. Robert's on the Devils here as well. And he's on the under. The Philly Eagle Flyer likes Vegas and Vegas team total over. And Kane says if they win, they'll go on a run here. Look, they've kind of had their number, as I said. They haven't met yet this season, but Vegas swept them last year. This is their time of the year. But 9 Legacy says Devils here on the spread and the total to go over. Cash Kane says, oh, okay. All right. Well, I got to make my call in this one with the Golden Knights and New Jersey here. Look, Golden Knights have been, okay for sure on the road here, but I'm going to go ahead and take the Devils in this one. A little bit of plus money. Give me New Jersey tonight over Vegas. Vegas just was, this is our first game of the road trip. New Jersey, meanwhile, been on a homestand. 4th game of the homestand. Buffalo taking on Winnipeg here. Buffalo comes in 11-12-4. Winnipeg 13-12-1. Coming into this one, Winnipeg's a Home favorite here, $1.25, $1.35 here. Yeah, mostly about $1.35. Total 6.5 under -20. Here could be 6 over 25, but maybe 6.5, a little bit more of the popular line here. Winnipeg's lost 2 in a row to Buffalo and Montreal. They've been struggling a little bit. Buffalo, meanwhile, is off of a loss to Philly, but they did beat Minnesota and Winnipeg here before that. They've won 2 out of 3. Winnipeg, for the Sabres here, they come in right now next to last in the Atlantic, just 2-7-2 on the road so far for Winnipeg. They are 6-5 at home this season. Been just kind of meh, really has Winnipeg. Buffalo comes in here 7-4 to the over on the road. Winnipeg, meanwhile, 11-9 to the over as a favorite. Buffalo 7-10 to the under as a dog. Buffalo's lost. Let's see here, 2-7 straight up on the road this season. Winnipeg's 13-7 as a favorite. Buffalo's won 6 of the last 9 meetings between the two at Winnipeg. Winnipeg's dropped 6 of 7 coming in right now. Winnipeg's gone over in 4 of their last 5 at home. 10 of the last 13 meetings between the two teams have gone under. If that's not enough to confuse you, maybe we should just roll the dice. But I'm going to go with the over in this one at 6.5. I like the over pretty solidly here. Actually, give me the over here in this one. See what you guys have here with Nine Legacy says Winnipeg money line and Winnipeg, I think a little bit of puck line there. Robert's on the over, and he likes the Sabres in this one. Also, let's see here. Winnipeg for Philly Eagle Flyers. It's so good when Philly Eagle Flyers here, the hockey segment. Jets under, Buffalo team total under. All right. A few more here. The show will be over. Thanks for joining me on the Morning Steam Show. Next up, Sharks on the road, taking on the Stars. A 240 favorite here for the Stars. Don't they know the Sharks have been pretty good this year, 13-12. They've been alternating wins and losses here of late. They're off of a loss to Washington. They got blasted, remember? 7-1 at home. But they beat Utah before that. Look, San Jose is 13-12-3 this season. Just 4-7 and 4-7 on the road this season. For Dallas here at home, they're in second place in the Central Division. They're 8-4-1 at home. They've actually been better on the road. We know that, but still 18-5-5. Dallas, one of the best teams in the league so far, but still against the puck line, they're here they are 275, right? You got the Sharks on the puck line here. You can get them at a seems like a reasonable price. The Sharks are plus 1.5 at maybe minus $1.10. I'll just say this: the Stars are 4-17 as a puck line favorite, and basically the price is a pick 'em. San Jose is 20-8 as a puck line underdog. But like I said, the price is basically a pick 'em. Now, I gotcha. I mean, look, it doesn't need a genius to figure out Dallas has been awesome here. And, yeah, the Sharks are kind of, on a just starting to get a little bit better here after a couple of miserable seasons. And we still don't know how much they're going to continue this, at least decent run. Just interesting to note that they're in 5th place right now in the Pacific. At home, San Jose is 5.5 units on the road. They're a break-even proposition. Dallas at home, meanwhile, is up 4 units so far this season. So let me hear from you here in this one. Dallas is 9-12 to the under as a favorite. I think I kind of want to look to the total here, but let's see what you have.
Critical notice.
Between San Jose here, Askarov in goal, and Ottinger going for Dallas in this one. I've got the under here, of course. Dallas at home. Give me the under. They aren't totally, they're 7-6 to the over at home, but I'm going to go with the under in this one. When these two teams, Dallas owns the series. They have already, they have not played yet so far this season. So, but Dallas does dominate for the most part. The Stars. Dallas has won, let's see, 11 of the last 12 meetings between the two teams here in Dallas, 11 of 12. And Dallas has won 6 straight overall in this series. San Jose has gone under in 10 of their last 14. Dallas has gone under in 6 of their last 9. Give me the under in San Jose and Dallas. All right, and 9 Legacy likes Dallas Stars. Robert's on the over in this one. Kripke likes the first period, both teams to score, or Philly Eagle Flyer does. Kripke has a Stars puck line. Philly Eagle Flyer says take a regulation draw. A dog and draw. Is that a double chance? Utah's on the road. Utah's on the road here, taking on the Canucks. Both teams are struggling here for sure of late. Mammoth here, $1.30 on the road. They're coming in off of a win over Anaheim, 7-0 to snap a losing streak. Vancouver, meanwhile, has lost 3 straight to San Jose, to LA, and to Colorado. Vancouver just 3-7 at home right now this season. In fact, they're 3-7-1 at home. Utah, meanwhile, on the road, 6-9-2. These two teams have not played yet this season, but Utah has won 4 straight in the series. Vancouver's 9-2 to the over at home so far this season, and Utah 7-11 to the under as a favorite. Let's see how you guys have this one with Utah and Vancouver here in this one. I've got to go with the under here at 6.5 goals, even though Vancouver's been kind of an over here. Well, they've been an over for sure. 13-6 to the over as an underdog, but I'm going to try the under in this one with these two. Like I said, Utah's been San Jose. Have I been saying the wrong thing here the whole time? Let me go over some of the trends again. Maybe I'm kind of asleep at the wheel. Vancouver's gone over in half their games this season, but over in 12 of their last 16. We know these Canadian teams have been flying over here for the most part of late. Still, Vancouver 18-9 to the over overall, and 13-6 to the over as an underdog. Utah's 14 overs and 14 unders. They've gone over in 4 of their last 5. 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone under. I better just leave it at that. I'm pretty much screwed up this preview, so I hope you guys have the winner. But I'm taking the under here in this one. I'll go to the chat here. I screwed that one up. Robert's on Utah. Nobody's making fun of me because no one pays attention to me. Here we go. Let's see. Philly Eagle Flyer, Utah. Let's see here. He likes a regulation draw, it looks like here. Over.
Type without the keyboard on screen. Keyboard.
Oh, okay. All right. I got you. Let's see here. 9 Legacies on the last game already. Here's Robert Dixon today. Hello to Robert. Good morning. Nice to see you. He's on the Sharks, back on that game. Canucks for 9 Legacy. Kripke likes You guys got those other games taken care of. Thank you. I guess I got one more here and the show's over. Time out over here. Thank you for joining me here on the morning steam. Still got 50 of you hanging on for the last play of the day. And it's going to be the Caps on the road taking on the Ducks. Wow. Caps $1.45. They come in here 17-9-2. The Ducks are 16-10-1. Capitals are on fire. We know that big time winning streak here right now for Washington. They've won 6 straight. They've also beaten Anaheim in 5 straight. Washington's won 5 of their last 6 games on the road. They've also won 4 of the last 5 here in Anaheim. Anaheim's gone over in 5 of their last 6 games coming into this one. Anaheim here, let's see, over in 4 of their last 5 at home. They've also gone over in 5 of their last 6 games overall coming into this one. Man, I would think that maybe Anaheim could compete here against Washington right now. Why not? I know Washington's been hot, but we know Anaheim has been one of the sharper teams in the league. I know they just got blasted by Utah 7-0, but they're still 9-4 straight up at home this season. Maybe I'll just go to the total here after Anaheim had that bad performance last time. And I've got the over in this one tonight with Washington and Anaheim. Anaheim's 8-5 to the over at home this season. Washington's been going under of late. That's for sure. Let me see here. Washington went under in 3 straight before the Sharks game, the 7-1 win for Washington at San Jose. Man, on this road trip so far, they've outscored the Islanders, LA, and San Jose 14-3. They probably went home after that Islanders game, I would think, but then hit the West Coast. All right, I'm on the over. What do you guys have? The show's over. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate it. Caps money line says Kripke. Maybe they'll win it in regulation. Robert likes the over with me in this one. Caps are rolling, says Philly Eagle Flyer. Robert says lay a goal with the Caps, and Kripke says they should take care of the Ducks. I don't know. I'm going to probably bet the Ducks there, but give me the over in this one tonight. That's it for the Morning Steam show. And you can get more picks from me tonight over at winnable.com/Ramon. We're going to do the drawing here right now. Let's hear from Mikey. I'm going to run it again just because I get ready for the drawing.
Hey, it's Mikey Money here, letting you know the Sports Money team is live on Winnable. Come check out our best bets.
For a low monthly cost, you get the very best bets delivered instantly to your phone by text the moment they're locked in. No delays, no missed lines, just the smartest plays at the best odds.
We do the work, you get the plays, and they're sent right to your phone right when we drop them.
Don't wait, don't guess, don't miss the line. Join the winning team today and start cashing tickets with Winnable.
All right, so you get more plays from me over at winnable.com. I'll do it. I was kind of light there on the plays yesterday, so I'll pick it up today. We did have winners, though, there, so check me out over at winnable.com. Check Mikey out. Check Jeff out as well. All of our plays are up there. All of our best plays are over there at Winnable. You see me on a lot of different shows and a lot of different channels, but know that Sports Money here is my home. So let's run the contest and see who wants. If you don't want it, you don't have to sign up, but let's run the drawing here. So just winning is the fun. Nick Handy, Stop Geo, NYC Bar, Nasty Nate, KG, 9 Legacy. The winner is Greg Gibson, baby. Greg, you deserve it, man. You do such a great job for us in the chat. If you're not already signed up, get signed up over there at winnable.com. Use the promo code WINNER, and that'll get you a free month membership if you're interested. Greg, you do a great job with your own numbers. You probably don't need me, but if you want to check out the plays, go sign up over at winnable.com and use the promo code WINNER, and that gets you 1 month. If you're already on there, Greg, you probably already are. I'll put another month on. Thanks a lot, everybody. That's it for the morning steam. We'll be back tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific. A big day of action for us here. We've got UFC at night here from Las Vegas. We've also have college football championship games, college basketball really starting to get rolling here. Yeah, we got the holiday break a little bit coming up, that's for sure, but still will be an awesome month here, the best month of the year, December. So make sure you're here tomorrow with me. Don't forget, Mikey Money comes up at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 Pacific. Mikey gets you ready for the primetime action with pre-gaming. He'll have some great picks for us. I'll be watching. You know I'll be watching. Mike here at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 Pacific. I like to send him messages right in the middle of the show. You know how he gets on my nerves on those live shows. He does it on purpose, I think. And I'll send him a message in the middle of his show on pregame with just some random stuff, telling him what a great job he's doing. I know he loves it. All right, that's going to do it for the show. Have a great sports betting day, and be back tomorrow with that. Don't forget, the guys, Mikey and Jeff, have their picks up there with First Strike. Get you ready for the action, their picks, their parlay, and BB and I have our preview here this week, and we picked it off with Mr. Electrocutioner. I think that's his name. I hope I got it right. He was a great guest from Canada, really knows his stuff, and he's coming down here to Vegas for the UFC card. So check out VB MMA Picks and get your card ready for the action. All right, man. My lips are chapped, man, when you do as much yapping as I do. All right, that's going to do it for the show. Really appreciate it, gang. There we go. Boom. And I'll be back tomorrow. Thanks, everybody. Great job in the chat. For the Sports Money Network, I'm Ramon Scott. So long. See you tomorrow.
Cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott. Sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money.